So today we're going to resurrect this Massey Ferguson 1010. I just pulled it out of the barn with a log and winch on the tractor there. Hopefully it just needs an oil change and battery, and hopefully it's good to go after that. Also, I'd like to change the coolant. The coolant in the radiator looks pretty crummy. I think it'd be a good idea to change that out. I'm going to put a little rototiller on this tractor so we can plant some of our vegetables and pumpkins and sunflowers. My wife, Mrs. American Country 716, wants sunflowers planted. So hopefully all goes well. It's a cute little tractor. I always like the big tires on it. Looks pretty tough, but it's just a little tyke. I don't know how many horsepower it is. I think it's like 16 horsepower. It's a 3-cylinder diesel. Cute little fella. Well, let's get it over to the shop and see what we come up with. Get the battery out of here first. Huh?
Nice, got it full of shit today.
Not too bad, but the hay bind's full of shit from the mice. Mud daubers built a nest down in the air cleaner topper. Let's get that out of there before we get that sucked into the air cleaner. I guess we better top off the air pressure first. I'm not sponsored by this little DeWalt blower, or DeWalt in general, but it's a nice little blower. Get some of the dust off this old girl. Cute little blower. It blows pretty good. I didn't really want to sit on that seat there. I also own a bigger blower, DeWalt. It has more CFM than this one. But this one works pretty good for the most part. I see that there's a bunch of twine wrapped around the rear axle. It was heading towards the seal axle here. I'm going to get that out of there. That'd be no good to have a leaky axle seal. A little preventive maintenance goes a long ways. This one's been lacking any maintenance for a while. It's been sitting for a few years. You'll see that's right in there. Axle seal. Good way to ruin a seal on anything. But rope or twine get wrapped around it. Just keeps working its way in like this thing is. So I've located the little petcock for the antifreeze here. It's right here. green. Don't look too bad. The last time I looked in this radiator, before today, it looked pretty crappy. So I thought it would be a good idea to flush this thing. It looks better coming out right now than I would have ever thought. But a gallon of coolant doesn't cost all that much, so we're going to change it. And that is what I was talking about. It didn't look good in there. So I wanted to flush this thing out. It's almost like the radiator is growing shut with calcium or something. If anybody is watching this video to learn how to change the oil on this unit, Massey Ferguson 1010, it requires a 22mm socket, and the oil drain plug is located on the left-hand side, same side as the oil filter. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward. She is black. Look at that crap. This tractor always seems to be very black though. Not unusual. But it definitely is a black one. So the oil filter was a B7119 Baldwin. We got a CarQuest we're going to put on this. It's a 51389. Either filter will work. Not sure if everybody does this, but this is what I do. I mark right on the filter, right where it's easy to see the date and the hours you changed it. Changed the engine oil, that is. I do it for all filters though. Makes it a lot easier just to take a visual glance and you know what was changed instead of guessing or putting on a sticker or something like that. It's always out in the open where it's nice and visible. I'm gonna put some 1540 mobile engine oil in this. It takes 3 quarts of oil. And most small diesel engines use 1540. It's a common weight oil that you put in something like this. I want to mention this funnel I have. It has a top that screws on. I always like using it because every time you use it, it's clean. It doesn't have all sorts of crap in it from sitting there being open. So you can just grab it and use it instead of having to clean it out first. So I'm going to put some CLR in the radiator to get rid of some of this calcium that's in there. Hopefully this works and doesn't create more trouble for us. We'll see, I guess. We're going to mix it with water and hopefully it cleans her up. Well, I got it greased up. The CLR seems to be doing something in there. It's getting foamy. Hopefully it's getting some of that calcium deposit broken down. And hopefully we can flush it out without causing more issues. She's looking much nicer. With a little wash job and a little maintenance. I'm going to leave that CLR in there. I'm going to run up to my father's house to get a little rotor tiller. When I get back, I'll probably flush it out and put antifreeze in it. But I figured I should run it a little while and let that CLR do some work. I don't want it to do too much work. I want it to do more than it probably has been out. I ended up just throwing it on the trailer and trailering it to Dad's, so made it a little quicker. And the trailer was already hooked up, so made sense to do that. This guy. I spent quite a bit of time on this little tractor when I was a kid. I used to mow the neighbor's lawn with a finish mower with this little unit, and I don't remember it being so small. I think I may have gotten bigger or something. Years ago, I never used this hand clutch. Now I find it a lot easier to use the hand clutch than try to get your foot up on the clutch while you're driving it. We may end up using a little two-bottom plow as well. Dad seems to think the spot where I want to plant some pumpkins is full of rocks. So we don't want to ruin this little rotor tiller here. She's a cute little tiller as well. Befco. Same brand as the finish mower. Well, actually we have two finish mowers made by Befco. They're still in production. I actually called Befco the other day, and they gave me an operator's manual for my 90-inch finish mower that I have. This is the location where we are going to plant the sunflowers. It is not doing a very good job, that's for sure. I think the plow's got to be adjusted or something. Not doing so good. There, that's better. I had to adjust the top link a little bit. Maybe it's adjusted too much now. Not looking very good though. So we're greasing her up. We're checking the oil in the gearbox and chain area. And I greased the U-joints and the shaft. And pretty soon we'll be ready to try her out. I got one problem though. My radiator is leaking. I guess the CLR was a bad idea. I don't know if you can see it, but the water's running right out of it. So that was what I was afraid of, but I guess if it was gonna get taken out that easy, I guess it was a good thing that we figure it out now than later. I would have preferred to use it first, but we'll see what we can do. Better on this ground. Well, that's how bad it's leaking. Pushing right out. So this has turned into replacing the radiator, so that's what I'm doing now. Not 100% sure how it comes out. I'm hoping that these bolts on each side here hold it in, and it's pretty easy. That's what I'm hoping. But time will tell. Well, the radiator's out. No big problem getting that out. That was good. Now I'm flushing out the rest of that CLR. Get it out of the engine block. I didn't plan on not putting the antifreeze in it. But without a radiator, there's no sense putting the antifreeze in it to just let it run on the ground. So, looks pretty clean now. You can see there was some corrosion in there in the water pump area. But I think flushed out the block quite a bit. I'll show you the radiator. I knew that the system had a lot of nastiness, we'll call it. From the last time I looked at this unit. The leak is somewhere in here. As you can see, our maintenance department's not doing so well at keeping the radiator clean. You can only see, let's see, you can see the light through top half, but not the bottom. That probably didn't help at all. I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to locate a radiator or not. if I can't, I'll have to get my buddies at Don's Welding. Gary, he is a master at fixing radiators, so we'll see what I come up with here when I do some research. Thanks again for watching. Have a good day. Please like and subscribe.